Hey guys, doing another What's Next. This one is on Andrew Tabiti, former world title challenger. He's currently my number 8 cruiserweight in the world right now. Cruiserweight is 200 pounds. Tabiti has not fought since June of last year when he challenged for the vacant IBF cruiserweight title against Junior Dorticos in the semifinals of the World Boxing Super Series tournament, season 2. Tabiti came in as the underdog in that fight, but there was some people, myself included, that thought maybe he could pull off the upset. I still picked Dorticos to win the fight. And Tabiti, he tried, but Dorticos' power and his size, Dorticos really does have heavyweight type power. He kept coming at Tabiti and outworking him, and then in the 10th round, just caught him cold with a flush right hand, knocked Tabiti out cold, and took the IBF title. Tabiti, been no news on what he's doing since then. About what he could do next. So let's run it through the top 10 and see what's next for Andrew Tabiti. We start with number 1, rematch with IBF champion Junior Dorticos. That's not going to happen next for Tabiti. I don't think he'd want anything to do with it. And 2, if Dorticos beats Maris Bradis, even if he loses, Dorticos is going to look at Tabiti like, why do I need to fight this guy again? It wouldn't make any sense. Tabiti doesn't bring anything to the table outside of the fact that he's with Mayweather Promotions and PBC, but he already knocked his ass out, so why even bother? Number 2, former 2-time champion Maris Bradis. If Bradis beats Dorticos, I don't think he's going to look at a guy like Tabiti. I think he's going to want to unify belts or something on that level. I think Tabiti's just not, a good fight to take if he beats Dorticos. And I don't think Tabiti would want the fight anyways. I think Bradis is too good. Number 3 is Krzysztof Glowacki. If Glowacki beats Lawrence Okoli, I think it's possible, but less than likely. And the only reason I think it's possible is because both these guys work with the PBC. So maybe, but does Andrew Tabiti want to go after a world title in his first fight back after getting knocked out cold? And does Krzysztof Glowacki, after capturing the WBO title for a 3rd time, does he want to face a guy who got knocked out in his last fight? Again, the only thing I think is possible is because they're both PBC guys, that it could be made. Plus, I do think Tabiti, if that's possible, I think Tabiti might take the fight because stylistically, I think he matches up well against Glowacki. So it could happen, but I'm going to lean towards less likely. Number 4 is WBC champion Ilunga Makabu. I mean, if Makabu wanted to do something like this, he could. I think he's in optional mode right now. Tabiti's ranked in the WBC. That's his only ranking right now, is in the WBC. I think he's like number 7. So if Makabu wanted to make an optional defense against a guy like Tabiti, I think he probably would look at other things, but Tabiti's probably got a bigger name. Plus, he's with Mayweather Promotions, so why not? But I'm going to lean towards the less likely because I'm not sure Tabiti would want this fight coming off that knockout loss. Makabu can hit. He's a good fighter, so I don't see it. Number 5, former world contender Noel Gavor. Gavor is just kind of too unknown in terms of name, plus the kind of style that he brings is awkward, and I don't think Tabiti would want anything to do with that his first fight back. Number 6 is former world title challenger Mikhail Cieslak. Cieslak just lost a split decision to Makabu for the vacant title. It was actually a close unanimous decision. He's a good fighter. I think stylistically Tabiti matches up well against him, but does he want to take on a guy like this? I think it could happen just because they're both ranked in the WBC. It could be some kind of an eliminator to become the mandatory. But I'm gonna lean towards the less likely. I don't think it's gonna happen. Number 7 is contender Alexei Papin, Russian contender Alexei Papin. Another one I just doubt because he fought Makabu tight last year. That's why he's in the top 10. He lost a close majority decision. I don't think Tabiti's going to want anything to do with it, but you never know. He could say, all right, I'll do it, but I just don't see it. Tabiti's number 8. Number 9 is Kevin Larina. I just don't think either guy would. I mean, maybe they would take the fight. Maybe Larina would sign on board, but I don't think so, and I don't think Tabiti wants to take on a guy like Larina next. And then finally, number 10 is the undefeated WBA super champion, Arsen Goulamirian. Goulamirian, I think, would probably fight him because he's looking for any kind of top 10 opponent to make a name for himself right now. But would Tabiti want to go in against an undefeated guy with a pretty decent knockout record in his next fight? I just don't see it. So what do I personally think Andrew Tabiti's going to do next? I think he's just going to come back and stay busy sometime later in the year on one of the Mayweather undercards, I think, personally. I think he's going to try to build himself back into things. I think that knockout loss really took a lot out of him. Confidence-wise, it was his first loss, so he's probably taking that pretty hard. And, Cruiserweight's not demanding right now in terms of names and money-making. It's pretty much just for the glory and for the titles. And right now, Tabiti just doesn't need to throw himself back in if he's not feeling it. So that's what I think he does. Probably just a tune-up bout next to stay busy sometime later in the year. But the best possibilities in the top 10, I think, are Krzysztof Glowacki, if Glowacki captures the WBO title. Possibly Mikhail Cieslak, and maybe Alexei Papin, in eliminators. Possibly Ilunga Makabu, if Makabu's down to face him. But I really think all those are loose possibilities outside of maybe Krzysztof Glowacki for the WBO title. And that's only because they're both with the PBC. So, all right, guys, that's it. That's the what's next on Andrew Tabiti, my number 8 cruiserweight in the world. Hope you enjoyed this. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.